Hello, hello. I know you're saying welcome back. I am on the other side of other than the birth of my children, one of the most amazing and magical moments, or actually, it was actually 8 days, not moments, that I've ever experienced. And as you know, I've been talking about it forever. I've just returned back from Italy. I called it my abundance tour because it was a trip not about seeing the world, but actually about me feeling deserving of receiving incredible amounts of abundance. And I wanted to share with you in your weekly email video that I'm now back on track with, that I had the most magical moment. And not that because I was with, I call him my manifesting man, not just because of that. I mean, that was definitely part of it, but I had this amazing moment. And sometimes when we're on the journey of, wanting something, getting to a goal, or wanting to, achieve something in our lives, sometimes when we're on that journey, we feel like nothing's happening, and we start to kind of doubt the process, like, oh, nothing's happening, nothing, there's no changes that are happening, even if it's that we're trying to change a habit. We sometimes, our egos are like, well, nothing's happening. But actually, when take a moment to just kind of write down, or in your mind, think of all the little steps that are getting you there. And my abundance tour in Italy, I had the pleasure of being able to responsibly pay for this unbelievably beautiful, abundant hotel. And 5 years ago, if you had told me that I would be staying in this absolutely majestic hotel in Venice without feeling guilty, because that's what I would do, I would have told you that you were out of your mind. And it is not about what kind of hotel I was staying in. It actually had to do with allowing myself to receive the incredible abundance that we all have the power, in our solar plexus, that personal power to receive. And it may look different for everybody else, but we stayed in Venice. We then went to the most amazing, beautiful, I don't know if any of you have traveled to Positano on the Amalfi Coast, but I'll kind of set the scene. When I experienced the most magical moment, where everything kind of came to a head right at that moment, of all the things that I never thought were possible. We had our last night in Positano. We were sitting, with these beautiful cliffs below us. You could hear the ocean kind of lapping on the shores. There were lemon trees, over our head. There was just this beautiful breeze, flowing onto, my sun-kissed face. And there was actually, and this was the moment. So there was this absolutely adorable little piano player behind us. And he was Italian. He was so cute, because every time he stopped playing a song, we would clap for him, and he would stand up and just kind of, be so grateful receiving. He was so cute. But what it was is the moment where the tears just started to flow. I felt just absolutely the highest amount of happiness that I've ever felt in my life, other than when my children were born, of course. But the song that came on was Yesterday. And how appropriate is that when, everything that I've kind of left behind, all my transformation, all those old stories were yesterday. Like it's all behind me. And the tears started to just flow down my face. I was crying in front of my manifested man, which is absolutely, so perfect now, because I never used to be able to do that. And I was just feeling this incredible amount of happiness because I manifested everything that I was experiencing. This is what happens when you trust the process, when you allow yourself to receive every single, and I never thought this was real, but every single one of us is deserving to live a life of abundance. However that shows up, to me, it's experiences. To me, having an abundant experience is everything. I don't care about designer handbags. I don't care about designer shoes. I don't care about that. What I care about, my abundance, is about connection to people, and also about the abundance of an experience like travel. But I never thought I was deserving to experience that. So whatever abundance looks like to you is perfect, but we get to stretch ourselves so that we start seeing the changes that we actually want. Like that 5 years ago, that was so out of my comfort zone. And I think there was an email last week about from the Hampton Inn to the Danieli. The Hampton Inn was kind of what I thought I only deserved. And I have taken little tiny steps to get me to this place where I am now believing that I am deserving of something magical and abundant, like the experience I just had on my abundance tour. So this was the most magical moment. It has just, concreted what I know to be true now. I know that the things that I want, the things that, and believe me, this is not the end of it, because, abundance and manifesting just gets deeper and deeper. But first we get to believe that it's possible. The belief that it's possible is probably the number one thing when you are trying to manifest something. And like I said, it doesn't have to be staying at some beautiful hotel or going on a trip. Maybe your manifesting is, finding, the love of your life, or just changing a habit, whatever that is. It's coming from a place where, everything that I teach, and I teach my No Matter What women, is everything that I've experienced in my life, so that it is true. It can be done. Because I don't want to just kind of read something out of the book and just say, oh, well, yeah, so-and-so did this, it's possible. No, everything that I teach, I've done myself. And I'm kind of the guinea pig, if you will, to what's possible. So whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in your life, first, we get to believe that it's possible. Then we need to clear and we need to release the stories that we are telling ourselves that is blocking the channel of our manifesting power. We want to all become a magnet to our manifesting abilities. So first we need to believe, then we need to clear and release, and then you open the channel to where you want to be. And like I said, I don't care if it's, you can be manifesting the smallest thing, like changing a habit, drinking, more water, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But I'm at a level now where I'm believing and I was there, like I was believing in very, very small steps to get me to this unbelievably beautiful, magical moment that I experienced. So I am changing my website. There's so many ways that you can start, and they're not expensive. They're super easy, starting with my manifesting kit, which is on my website. Then, some of the experiences that you can do very inexpensively to start the process, which is healing your inner child. Your inner child is the energy that holds you into that fear, right? So then the next one that I also offer is the energy release. Yes, we need to clear the channel. We need to release the energy that is there. So, and then taking an action, you can, and I love this, where they say that, it's crazy to think that if you do the same thing, you're going to get a different result. So sometimes, we get to change what we're doing in order to get a different result. So even if you want to get a manifesting kit, that's a step, that is an action that you can take. And my manifesting kits are just what I've used to begin my process. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. So that is it for this week. And I would love to know one thing, if you reply to this email, one thing that you would like to manifest in the next, let's say, 6 months. What is one thing that you want to manifest? I would love to hear your response. Remember, I am all about connecting to people. I want to hear this. So I would love to hear what you would like to manifest, because it is so possible. Okay, so I'll see you next week.